It's Daniel here from the Best Riders Podcast, back with another player ratings. Manchester City 2, Newcastle 0. Listen, if I was doing this player ratings right after the game, I'd be a little bit happier. But we just witnessed the Arsenal comeback of the year, Bournemouth joke of the year, 3-2 to Arsenal. So I'm a little bit sad, a little bit depressed. I got a headache. Let's just get into the player ratings. Great game for Manchester City, by the way. 2-0 against Newcastle's no easy feat, and we did it. So let's go through the player ratings, man. Ederson. So Ederson, I don't trust him anymore. I'll give him a 6 today, but I just don't trust him anymore. Every time he makes a decision, I'm like, I don't know. So probably 6 for Ederson. Didn't really have to do much. Kyle Walker, I was going to give Kyle Walker probably like a 6.5, but you have to give him a 7. I think his recovery pace is just absolutely incredible. And it's just, we rely on it at times, to be honest with you. So probably give him a 7. Didn't really do much wrong. Very limited going forward, but we know that it's Kyle Walker. That was a Kyle Walker performance right there. Akanji, listen, this is a rare poor performance for Akanji. Have to give him a 5.5. The amount of times he gave away the ball, he got absolutely destroyed by Isak on the byline. Just didn't really look like himself today. Again, it's rare. He's such a great player. He's going to have one bad game in 10. So probably 5.5 for Akanji. Moving to Diaz, I thought Diaz was fantastic. It is a little bit weird that Newcastle did have 2 opportunities in the 6-yard box area, maybe 10 yards out for both Wilson and Joe Linton, but maybe I mark him down for that. But I just think Diaz was so solid. Some of his tackling is just incredible. And what's weird? Like that's probably just like a normal game for Diaz. But I think most center backs, if they played like Diaz played today, it'd be like a 10 out of 10 performance. He's just so comfortable. He's just so good. He's also pretty young. He's only 24, maybe 25, I think, and he's just world class. So 7.5 for Diaz. Ake, listen, this guy Ake, I'm already just off the bat 8 out of 10. He's been our second best player this entire season. He's super consistent, defends like crazy, plays left back when he's really not a left back. His decision making and play in the final third has actually improved significantly this season as well. This guy Ake is just absolutely incredible. We were actually going to sell him for 40 million until we sold Zinchenko. We're going to sell him back to Chelsea, but thank goodness we kept him because he's been our second best player and probably our most consistent player all season. Moving into the midfield, Rodri just playing the holding midfielder by himself today. I thought it was fantastic. And, I'll give him a 7.5 and I'll explain exactly why. He looked fresh today. He looked like he could run today. He looked comfortable today. And I think a big reason for that is that he had a full 90 minutes rest against Bristol City. Calvin Phillips, thank you. You finally play 90 minutes. You know what I mean? This guy plays 90 minutes every single game. It's like 2-3 times a week he's playing 90 minutes. And he finally gets a rest and you see how good he is. So I just think Rodri's phenomenal. He's been playing so many minutes. I think today's just a great example of, we need Calvin Phillips to just supplement some of his minutes, and you'll see Rodri at his best. Moving into the further up the pitch, Gundogan was not good today. Misplaced a bunch of passes, didn't really make too many runs in the box. At times he looked like a passenger. Just not a good performance for Gundogan. However, he has been one of our better players this season, and I don't think it's any issue. I just think he just didn't have a great game. And it doesn't really help when the guy next to you, Kevin De Bruyne, has an even worse game. 4 out of 10 for Kevin, 5 out of 10 for Gundogan. Kevin De Bruyne, listen, man, I was a little bit shocked to see his form of late, but I think it's time to be concerned. I don't think we're going to see the best version of Kevin De Bruyne ever again. I really don't. He looks miles off it. Fitness-wise, decision-making, and like the amount of times he had the ball running with the ball, and he just makes the wrong pass after wrong pass after wrong pass. He's done it every single game, multiple times a game. Like it's Kevin, he's typically making the right pass, the right run, he looks miles off it. He loses the ball so much now. I don't know. 4 out of 10 for Kevin. I'm getting worried about him. I really am. A player who I'm not getting worried about anymore is Phil Foden. Brilliant today. Been looking good the last 3 games. 7.5 for him. The goal is a wonder goal. You know what I mean? He did it all by himself. I get it. Rodri got the assist. Not really. That was a Foden goal. Absolutely fantastic and a great finish as well. Not much to say about Foden. Just back to being Phil Foden. It's going to be difficult for Mahrez to get back into that team if Foden's playing on the right going forward. Grealish, on the other end, I do like Grealish's aggression. I do like how he can hold the ball. I do like how he can draw a foul. It's quite difficult to get the ball off. I'll probably give him a 6.5 today. I don't think this Grealish performance deserves anything more. I see a lot of Man City fans talking about 7.5. I can't get him there. He's not doing enough. He's not impacting the game enough to really give me to give him super high marks. Defensively, he is putting in a shift as well which I do appreciate. But probably 6.5 for Grealish. Not a bad game, just, I don't know. Not great, I'll tell you, I was also going to give Haaland a 6.5, but I had to give him a 7 for that. The last couple minutes of the game when they're in the corner and he's just getting corner after corner after corner, completely trolling. Listen, it's a 6.5 performance for Haaland, but also the assist. Oh, you know what? He deserves a 7 because that assist to Bernardo Silva was world class. He barely even saw him. Little dink, absolutely fantastic. So 7 out of 10 for Haaland. Moving into the player that came off the bench, only one sub. They made three subs in at once. It was Willock, St. Maximin, and who else was it? And Isak. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be a big deal. We then put on Bernardo Silva and scored a goal. Looked good. 7.5 out of 10. I mean, he comes in and he does exactly what we need him to do, which is end the game. So fantastic for him. Moving on to Pep, made the right sub. Solid formation, beat a difficult Newcastle team. You get, what? I'll be generous. I think you get 8 out of 10 for that. Why not? Yeah. So overall, happy with the win. And let me know in the comments below if you agree with what my player ratings were. If you don't, man. Am I too harsh on Grealish? That's another question I'd like to ask the community. So with that, I will see you on the next one.